When I heard about 9/11, I was a school administrator and I was at an administrative meeting at the board building when they came in and told us, and we immediately were sent back to our buildings to figure out what to do with all of our children and how to break the news to my staff.
I remember I was in 4th grade and I actually had no idea what the World Trade Centers were, and I had no idea what a terrorist was. I remember the teacher came in, she was frantic, and she drew 2 rectangles on the board, vertical rectangles, and said a plane crash. And so my original thought was, oh, there was an accident.
When 9/11 hit, I was a freshman in high school, and I remember when it happened, the PA came on, and it was a little startling for, I think, everybody in there, because something like this has never happened.
I was in Saline, Michigan. I was a principal at Heritage School, and I was actually having a meeting with my mothers during the PTO when my assistant principal came in and said, "Ron, you need to come in right now."
I heard about 9/11 when I was at the Toledo Museum of Art for my first pottery class. And Rex, the instructor from the university, walked in and said the first tower was hit.
And when I got to the TV in my office, we looked at it, and I thought we watched a replay, and we actually watched the second plane hit the tower.
When 9/11 happened, I was at work. My cousin Ray called me and said, "Hey, you wouldn't believe it. The planes have crashed into the World Trade Center." So we turned on the TV and we were like, holy cow.
When 9/11 happened, I was actually working for a full-time department over in Leone. I remember my partner and I, we were cleaning the floors, and typical of us, we had the news on to see what was going on in the morning. And I had said to my partner, I said, "Hey Steve, look at this. Looks like something's happened to the World Trade Center." And as we watched and we realized a plane had flown into it, I remember feeling that life kind of suck out of my body, because I knew at that moment what the firefighters that were responding were going to, ultimately end up having to do there.
As we were watching it, we were just in awe of what happened. We couldn't believe it.
It made me feel extremely numb.
It was a sad day for America.
It made me feel just a little nervous, curious. Wasn't sure if some things were going to come down from the top of the earth, or if the world was going to come to an end, or what was going to happen.
And that day really changed my life of opening my eyes to the global presence of terrorism, because I really had no idea.
At that time, we didn't know that it was a terrorist attack, not until the second plane hit. And from there, I just remember thinking about everybody that was going to be involved in that, and feeling that helplessness and the desire to want to be there to assist our brothers and sisters.
The biggest thing is I always had a lot of respect for firefighters and police officers, but this just really reinforced what they do on a day-to-day basis and the way they put their lives on the line for all the rest of us.
The impact on me at that point was really personal, because I knew that our son had flown to the East Coast, or was supposed to fly that morning, and I didn't know where he was or if he was safe. So right off the bat, it was very personal for me, and it wasn't until I got a call from him at about noon that I actually relaxed.
My kids were at school. I felt like our privacy was violated, and I just wanted to get home as fast as possible to my children.
At the time, it was, I really didn't really understand the catastrophe that happened. I remember at church, people were organizing water and supplies that go to Ground Zero and help, and I really didn't really understand the detrimental effect of that. But today, since I do actually work in one of the World Trade Centers, and the World Trade Center that I work in is actually, the foundation of it is the rubble from the destruction, is pretty humbling, especially when you're up pretty high and you're looking down at the pools. It's pretty fascinating. Always kind of makes you think.
Well, I think what we learned was we were able to come together quite miraculously, I believe.
You started to kind of feel the love from a community. It was the first time in many, many years that, as a nation, I truly felt that everybody was an American and what an American should be. For a moment, there was no corruption. There was only that desire to help and kind of be there for each other.
We need to appreciate the people we do have here who The firefighters, the police officers, the local people that came together when this happened.
We're all together as one Americans, rather than this polarization effect that kind of takes place in everyday world and politics. It kind of needs to bring us together.
As a country, I think we were at our best when that happened because everybody pulled together and everybody helped each other out and people had more patience with each other, more understanding. I had hoped that that would continue.
This is a stark reminder every 9/11 of what can happen, and it shouldn't have to take a tragic event like that to bring people back together. I mean, people as a whole, they need to do it themselves, and you need to find ways to come together. It shouldn't take an event of anything to be that way.
Are we any better than we were 20 years ago? I don't know, that's hard to say, but I'm glad we're doing a 20th anniversary, and God bless all those that served and helped the day of.
God bless America.
God bless America.
God bless America.
God bless America.
God bless America. God bless our troops because it's from them that we need the most help.